Over the last 8 years, I have worked with over 100 e-commerce brands and service-based business, and we have generated over $100 million for our clients with Google Ads. And during this time, I have created a strategy that's going to help you convert ice cold prospects into buying customers who are going to buy from you again and again. And this is all going to be shown in this video today on how we're going to help you get your Google Ads to convert like crazy so you can generate the income that you always wanted. The most important thing with any Google Ads or any paid traffic ad campaign is you need to have an optimized website, product pages and landing pages. Without this, your campaigns are doomed to fail, because at the end of the day, your website does the converting and Google Ads is just a traffic source to generate relevant traffic to your website. When I say landing pages, this can be a dedicated landing page, or it could be the first page where someone arrives to your website. The reason why you want to have different landing pages is because people are going to be in a different buying journey. What I really recommend is building landing pages. This is going to help you to increase your conversion rate. You can have targeted messaging so you can make sure your ad copy is aligned to the landing page messaging. You know, brand consistency. The reason why you want to do this is you're going to be building out different personas of demographics of people to your brand, and you can have tailored messaging to them. And then you also can map out the path. So if someone has dry skin, for example, you may want to send them to a landing page where they get a little bit more about your product. They have an offer, they go to the product page, they add it to cart, and then they check out. The landing pages types. We have different landing pages for our clients. We have the hero landing page. This is basically where we have a single landing page where it is a single offer or a clear product with really strong visuals and call to actions. We have quiz landing pages. This is basically ensures that the customer is going to get a personalized experience and make sure at the end of the day they're going to get to the right product because of the answers they answered on the quiz. And then we have advertorial landing pages, which is a less subtle, more just trying to convince someone why your product is the best product for them. And the reason why you want to do this is because it's going to help you with your campaign goals. It's going to help you to understand your audience, because you get to understand how long they're spending time on the landing page and that they click through from the landing page to the product. And also, you really want to do this is because many of your competitors are not using landing pages, which is going to help you to stand out and make your Google Ads convert like crazy. And this is going to help you to understand what messaging works so you can add that to your ad copy on Google Ads. So you've got to understand that there's different journeys of a buying journey inside of Google Ads. This is why we want to make sure that you are making ads that hit the awareness, consideration, decision, and then post-purchase. You really want to make sure that each landing page is doing different things as the person moves along the buying journey to that purchase state. Now, the most important thing is if someone is at the top of funnel, which has never been to your website before, they may be unaware they have this problem. You need to basically tell them how you can help them fix that problem. They're going to become aware that this problem exists. You then need to basically show them that your product is going to solve the solution. And then you basically to say that, reinstate that the solution aware is, hey, we have this product. It's going to help fix your dry skin. As you can see here, we want to basically use different landing pages to make sure that we're educating these customers as they move along the journey. And then you basically want to be using different types of like copywriting in terms of problem solution, a quiz, educational, and then social proof, etc. The most important thing to get your Google Ads to convert like crazy after building out your landing page and you're making sure your website is converting as best as it can is to be driving top of funnel traffic. Basically, no one's ever visited your website before. This is first time visitors. You're basically building brand awareness, you're generating interest, and you're educating prospects on why your product is the best. The best way to do this is through Google search and Google shopping ads, because someone's going into the Google search and they're showing that they want demand for your product, for example. Best way to do this is to run Google search ads. This is basically going to appear in the Google search results. You're going to have a large reach and you can basically bid on as many keywords as relevant to your product. You're going to have Google shopping ads. This is basically a product listing ad showing up. You know, it clicks on the Google shopping ads and it goes straight to your product page. You have YouTube ads, which is basically means anyone's on YouTube, is that you can basically put your ads in front of people who are in need or looking at your products. And then you have demographic and affinity targeting. This basically means we can put relevant ads precisely to people interested in your services and product. And then we have brand search campaigns. Let's just go into here and we type in dry oily skin, for example. You see here there's no Google search at this instant apart from if I scroll down, for example, but you can see here they got beautiful ads of all the different type of skincare that if I click on one, for example, it's going to take me straight to the product page where I can learn a bit more about how this is going to fix. This is a really good landing page. It's showing the products, it's showing that I can give a money back guarantee. They've got an email pop-up, PR results, benefits, who's using the products. I can try it for risk-free, and then the reviews. If I just quickly scroll down here and see what this ad here, try skin plus me, customized made for your skin. Looks like this is some form of a product page with the menu bar at the top. You can see here your routine for better. We got the us versus them, basically how it's going to work, 3 reasons why to choose this company here. It's got your glowing skin for reviews, and that's it. So this is a really good demonstration of a landing page from a Google search campaign that's educating me on why I need to buy this product. The reason why you're going to be using Google search ads is because you want to focus on high intent keywords. This is basically keywords that have high buying intent. You want to be focusing on keywords like, for example, white shoes size 9, white shoes size 8. You can have specific ad copy to those users, for example. You can also try and find keywords that have low competition if you are in a least competitive niche, or you could try long tail keywords, for example, which is basically a keyword which is quite long. So you could be searching for how do I fix dry oily skin, for example, or how do I fix dry skin, or how do I fix oily skin. Those are long tail keywords which you can put your Google ads out in front of, which can have low competition because it's more top of funnel, but you can be educating that person on why they need to be buying your product. The most important thing is to really have good photos and really optimize your product feed and making sure the title and the description matches the keywords that you're going for. You can go onto YouTube and you start seeing ads that are relevant to you. Is a good way to start driving awareness with top of funnel traffic. Also, we have demographic and affinity targeting. This is basically where we can put our ads in front of people who are relevant and who are enjoying fashionitis. They like to look at fashion, which you can basically put ads in front of those people because they enjoy seeing stuff that's relevant to fashion, for example. Or we can put our ads in front of people in market to looking for clothing or women's dressing, for example. Now, the way you do that is when you go to Google, for example, I'm just going to click on this campaign here. All you need to do is click on audiences, go to audiences here, and then all you need to do, for example, is if you don't have it already, just click on edit audience segment, click on campaign or ad group. I like to build campaigns on a theme. So if I'm building a campaign for oily skin, I will have a campaign for oily skin because I want to make sure the messaging is relevant in each campaign, ad group and keywords, etc. So I want to make sure that when I'm doing audience, I'm doing on a campaign level just to make it easier to optimize. If you start thinning things out, it just makes it time consuming unless you're spending hundreds and hundreds of thousands every single month. What we want to do here, for example, is this company, they sell to people that do camping, for example. So we can go here and we can type in camping, and you can see, for example, we've got an affinity of outdoor enthusiasts. Basically, they like going outdoors, they like camping, hiking, hunting, fishing and biking, for example. Or we have people that are in market who looking for camping and hiking equipment. So we basically making sure that our ads are speaking to the relevant people in market or have those hobbies, which is a great way to drive top of funnel traffic, get them aware of your brand and get them to convert like crazy. When you're doing a campaign is you can always do broad match and exact match keywords. The biggest thing I have to let you know about broad match keywords is very important that you have a strong negative keyword list. This basically means you're going to stop relevant searches coming up. The reason why is broad match can pick up irrelevant terms that are just completely not relevant to your brand. But the reason why broad match is good is that you're going to pick up on search terms that you may not think you may have thought about that you could add as an exact match campaign. The really key information for this is if you do broad match, you need to make sure that you are checking the search terms, insights reports, and go to search terms here and making sure you're checking this every 48 to 72 hours because it's really important that you exclude anything that's not relevant to your business so you're not wasting clicks or impressions on things that are not relevant to you. Again, you don't always have to do broad match, but I think it's really important to have a broad match campaign to try and pick up on searches that you haven't thought about before. What is optimizing for top of funnel? You basically want to test different audiences. We basically want to make sure that you're excluding low converting placements. All you need to do here is come to insights reports, click on ads showing, and you can start excluding apps, kids YouTube channels because let's say you're selling a product to a person who's in their 40s, they may have a kid, that kid uses YouTube. When your ad is showing up who the kid is not relevant, you may want to be excluding kids YouTube videos, etc. like that. Or websites, you're not wasting spend on prospects that are not going to buy because the kid is watching it, for example. You want to utilize data to really understand high performing placement because you may want to put a bid adjustment on that, for example. Another good way to find new avenues is by expanding onto YouTube or YouTube short ads or performance max campaigns. When building your Google ads out, you want to make sure that your website is very optimized for mobile because 90% of Google searches is done by mobile. So you want to make sure that you are basically building your campaigns out to make sure that your website is optimized for mobile, making sure all your relevant information is there, make sure your page speed is loading quickly, you got social proof, you got the product in use, make sure that it's easy to navigate on mobile, make sure the checkout's simple, etc. like that. This is really, really important because if you want to Google ads to convert like crazy, get the ROASes, get the purchases, get the CPAs, the revenue you're looking for, then you need to make sure that you've optimized your website so that when anyone clicks on your ad on mobile, they're going to go to an optimized page. Again, you want to make sure that you are using all relevant keywords, site links, call extension, location extension. If you have a business location, you will make sure to set this up in case someone wants to go to your in-store and actually purchase from you. Or if you do phone calls, make sure that you have your call extension set up so people can call you and ask you questions. And then make sure you have site links as well, which is going to be sending people to the key pages like discounts, top sellers, reviews, etc. like that. Another thing that's really good with Google Ads is if you can do bid adjustments, so you can exclude bids. For example, if I just go to devices here, if I want to, for example, I can start doing bid adjustments on certain products if I wanted to. Now, for example, I can optimize this because it's hitting the KPIs we want, for example, but you can do bid adjustments on this. If I wanted to, for example, I could say anyone on desktop, I want to increase it by 20%, but all you need to do is go into here, for example, and add in the bid adjustment. So if you see that your mobile is converting well, you can always do bid adjustments on that. When you're writing ad copy, you want to make sure it's optimized for mobile, but obviously desktop as well. So you want to make sure you have the keywords in the headlines and the description. You want to make sure that you're building out brand awareness and make sure you include your brand name somewhere. You want to set clear expectations using call to actions like learn more, buy more, save more, shop now, for example. Offer any discounts you have. You may be doing 10% off, site-wide discount. You want to make sure that you add those all into your ad copy. You just want to click on campaigns, click on ads, and then you'll be able to put them in your responsive search ad. Make sure that you have USBs as well in that. This is going to be very, very important to making sure your Google ads convert like crazy, and that is doing continuous product feed optimization. If you're not seeing the results that you want right now with Google shopping ads, it's because probably your ads look exactly like everyone else's. So to succeed with Google ads, and especially Google shopping, you need to make sure that you are using good imagery, that you are optimizing your product feed all the time. Now, the most important thing is doing product title optimization. This is basically you want to include the most important keywords in the title. You basically want to avoid any sales language. So what I recommend is putting your keyword in first. So for example, white shoe. Then you may want to put the product title, which might be white shoe leather. And then you may want to add in any important attributes like white shoe leather, size 9, brand name, for example. Or you can do women's white shoe leather, size 9, brand name, for example. It's really important that you do this because this is going to help you to optimize your product feed, which means when someone goes into Google and they type in a white shoe or women's white shoe, your ad is going to be showing up near the first result because you are optimizing the title. The next thing is your DTIN optimization. This is basically your barcodes. Now, this wasn't such an important thing, but now it's coming more and more important because Google wants to make sure that you're selling legitimate products. And this is going to help you get more searches, and this is going to help you get increased impressions, which means you're going to get more conversions because more people see your ads. And the reason why Google's doing this is they want to prevent counterfeit items showing up on Google shopping and having someone having a bad user experience using Google ads because they bought a counterfeit product or a scam product, something like that. You want to make sure that you do color attribution optimization, making sure in the Google product feed, which I'm going to show you in a second, that you are optimizing for the color that you are selling for. You want to make sure that you're choosing the right image, but it's really important that your image stands out on the Google search. Like I showed you earlier with the dry skincare, if I just go back here, all the products look exactly the same. Right now it's just a picture of the product. Now the only way to win in this scenario, for example, is by having reviews or pricing. The issue is that it all looks the same and it's going to be very hard to actually stand out in this instance. So you may want to try and figure a way on how to actually stand out from the rest. You may want to have a picture of someone actually applying the product to their skin, so at least there's a face and everyone else is showing an actual product, for example. Or if I just go men's jeans black, for example, you can see that every single outfit here is exactly the same, and it's gonna be very hard for someone to make a decision on what to click because your picture's not standing out. So it's then going to come down to pricing or the reviews, for example. So you may want to try a lifestyle imagery in this instance, or you may want to try it not behind the white background, but you may want to try behind a different color background. Like to me, this one does stand out just because, and this one here, just because they're using a bit more of a lifestyle imagery while everything else is using a white image. Let's just go to women's high heels, for example. The first two images that really stood out to me were these ones here because I could see the feet and I can basically see someone wearing the shoes, for example. All the other instances is exactly the same, just white image shoes, it doesn't really help to stand out. Like here, for example, this stands out a little bit more. Can't see the product well, but at least it's given that lifestyle imagery. But you can see here the ones that people actually wearing the shoes, you can actually see are standing out way clearer. If I just do women's white trainers, for example, again, you can see this one here stood out to me first, and this one here, just because the way it's different from everything else. And this is really, really important. The reason why I'm going over this is because if you want to win with Google Ads, you need to make sure that your product feed is optimized, but also standing out on the actual Google search result, because this is the most important thing to get someone to click on your listing to then go to your product page and then check out from you. If you want to, you can use something called regular expression to optimize your data feed, or you can use ChatGPT. You want to make sure that your product category optimization is happening. So let me just go into the Google Merchant Center where I can explain this all in detail for you. To optimize your Google shopping feed, you need to open up a Google Merchant Center. Once you go to the Google Merchant Center, all you need to do is go to all your products here and then click on your products. We have an image right here that is a non-white background image, is a lifestyle image. As you can see here, all the key information is being added. We've got this pricing, we've got the sale price, we've got the cost of goods, we have the color, sizing, who it's for, never. So it's really important to make sure that you fill all of this out. When you're optimizing your product feed, Google knows exactly what it is. And one of the most important things is your product category. Google Shopping is very much like SEO. It reads your product title, it reads the description, and it reads the product feed to understand what you are selling. And that's why it's really important to make sure you add all the key information on this, so that when you're running your Google ads, Google knows exactly what you're selling. So as you can see here in this instance, we've clicked Google product category, we click on shoes, and then the product type is trainers, sneakers, and shoes. So if anyone goes in and they type in white shoes trainers, white shoes sneakers, or women's white shoes, for example, we're going to be showing up. Again, you can see in this instant here, we have the main keyword here, and then we basically have the comfort of what it is, and then the US sizing of this shoe. So one of the most important things that you need to be doing, I would say, quarterly. If you're not seeing the results of your Google ads in terms of shopping, you need to just keep going on to what your competitors are doing, have a look at the Google shopping, and then see how you can improve on that. Because again, every single image just looks exactly the same apart from this one here. There's nothing really standing out to me right now. I'm looking for a paddleboard. Now you can see what's going to be happening is you're going to start competing on price, for example, or you can see reviews. So it's really important that you try to optimize your imagery. As you see here, it just all looks exactly the same. So if it all looks the same, you're just never going to get the clicks that you want, because it's just going to be coming down to the image or the reviews, etc. like that. In this instance, I would probably actually have a photo of someone standing on the paddleboard in the lake, or holding it, for example, so they can see the color and see the person, for example. It just stands out a little bit more. Again, let me just go to microphone and speaker. Again, everything is looking exactly the same in this instance, all behind a white background. Very difficult to actually stand out in this instance. You may want to try a slightly different colored background, like a gray, so it just pops out. You may want to have someone actually holding the microphone and the speaker, for example. So you just need to keep testing to actually help you trying to optimize your product feed so you can get people clicking on your Google ads. Again, the other thing as well is you want to make sure that you have dynamic repricing on. What I basically mean is, as tools like Data Feed Watch that can help you do price checks compared to you and your competitors, and they can basically make it like a different feed depending on the pricing that your ads are showing up against. It's really important that you are selling your products with a competitive pricing. Don't always tend to go cheaper. Just make sure that if you're selling something for £100 and everything is for £20, it may be always a little bit difficult for you to get the click, because people are being a bit price conscious in 2024 because of inflation, etc. like that. What's really important is you want to bid aggressively on low level products, so more high competitive price, and you want to bid higher on less competitive products that may have a higher price, for example. What's really important is pricing is really useful for competitive retail, but not luxury. So you're on the luxury niche, you don't have to worry about this. But if you are a dropshipper or you're selling products for different pricing and your competitors have different pricing, this is going to be really helpful to you to rank higher with Google ads and help you to sell more, basically. So next, what's the most important thing? Well, driving top funnel traffic, we need to be basically scaling through non-branded campaigns. One of the biggest things that I see is a lot of agencies spending a ton of money on client branded campaigns of people who already know, like, and trust you. What you need to really be doing is making sure you're scaling through non-branded campaigns. The way to do this is by basically bidding on keywords that are relevant to your product. So you can use tools like SEMrush to find a high volume, low competitive keywords, for example. SEMrush is a paid tool. There's loads of different tools out there that you can use. So for example, we want to be building out a campaign, for example, or ad groups depending on different areas. So for example, information seeking on how to use. So for example, how to fix dry skin. You can see in the US, this has 1,000 searches a month. It's very competitive in terms of ranking, but you can see here the cost per click is very cheap and it's an informative keyword. So what this basically means is that we can actually start getting our ads in front of people that are looking to fix a problem. So if I just go into Google, for example, you can see there's some ads running up. Skinandme.com, how to manage dry skin, skin treatment for dry skin. It's basically telling me how to fix dry skin. It's mentioned dry skin, personalized treatment for skincare, for example. This company here, they basically said tired of dry skin. If we click on this here, again, this company here, dry skin causes, prevention and treatment. So if we click on this here and we click on this one here, we may want to see if it sends us to the same landing page. Again, you can see this company here is using a landing page or blog page, and it says very dry skin, irritable skin. You can see here it's talking all about the problems, and they're basically selling their product. As you can see here, they've highlighted it. What I would have done better is probably add some call to action buttons to actually go to the actual product page, because someone may not know that these autos are actually clickable on mobile, for example. This company here is using landing page or a blog page, talk about dry skin, how to fix it, exposure. This is a listicle here, how to fix dry skin. At the bottom, they basically got 15% off. I would probably just subtly plug the product just so that someone may get halfway. We want to make sure they actually go to the product page or somewhere. And again, the same company here, it's gone to the same page again, but exactly this is what we need to be doing to make sure that you're capturing people from top of funnel all the way to the bottom of the funnel. If I was running this store, I would have an email pop-up happen saying sign up to fix your dry skin, or different messaging on different areas, but just start capturing the email addresses so you can do email marketing to them. Again, we've got navigational, which is basically looking for a specific product. We've got transactional, which is basically ready to buy, or you got commercial investigation, which is basically like best product reviews, for example. So if I just go into here, best products for dry skin, you can see there's 720 searches a month in the US. It's costing about $1.87 as a cost per click. You can see here is commercial intent. Basically, someone is looking to buy, they just don't know what company to buy from, for example. So get these tools here and then start basically going through all the keywords and start seeing what's relevant to you, and start put this into a Google sheet where you can start building out campaigns, for example, where you can start sending people to different pages. And this is how you're going to scale out your non-branded search campaign and start generating more traffic to your website to fuel your email marketing and get you the purchase that you're looking for. When you're doing scaling through non-branded traffic, you want to make sure that you are creating compelling ad copy. You want to make sure that you're speaking to your target audience, for example. You want to basically craft messaging to address those directly. You want to highlight any unique benefits that your product has. Do you have a patent formula that no one else can't use, for example? You want to make sure that you use strong action orientated language, so maximize your productivity today, fix your dry skin within 35 days. You also want to use statistics as well, so this is really important. 95% of customers improve their dry skin within 2 weeks. We want to include call to action, so like get 15% off today if you subscribe now, and use different call to actions, headlines and descriptions to see what messaging really resonates with your audience. And once you do that, you basically build it in Dynamics response ads. You basically need to click on view asset details here, and you'll basically be able to see what is performing in terms of ad copy, so you can make the relevant changes to fix that, to improve your click-through rate, to get more people to your website, and improve your conversion to get more revenue generated from your ads. What we can do is scale through non-branded campaigns using retargeting. So one of the most important things about Google Ads is that we can do search remarketing, which is really important. Basically what this means is someone visits your website, they go back into Google and they continue searching. For example, they may have gone to the top of funnel campaign and they're now the bottom of the funnel campaign. We can do search remarketing to those people to get them to come back to your website. We can do this different messaging and get them to go to the product page, this instance, where they can actually go and buy. So to do that, you basically need to go to search, for example, go back to audiences, click on audiences, click on edit audience segment, click on campaign. This time you want to click on targeting, then go to browse and then go to your data segment, for example, website visitors, and then click on all converters or all pages. And then basically just want to make sure you add in the keywords as a broad. I would just keep it broad match because it's more relevant this time, or a phase match, where you then start having different messaging to people that visited your website about an offer, about a discount, about a bit more urgency, for example. Writing ad copy is really important because we need to get the click. You don't pay for the click, but we want to get the click because we want to get as many people going from Google search to the website. Once we have that information, we want to craft headlines around those pain points, motivators. We also want to do descriptions and call to actions using those motivators, and then we also make sure that ad extensions are all being built. Again, some best practice is storytelling, social proof, and using the AIDA framework for copywriting, which is attention, interest, desire, action. So if I'm writing ad copy for a dry skincare product, for example, I will go to Google Docs, for example, and start researching everything I can find about dry skin. So I'll be going to Reddit, I'll be going to Amazon, I'll be going to your competitors' pages. I'll be reading everything you can about dry skin and really understand what the pain points and motivators are, for example. You may feel that a dry skin keyword, you may say they're going to feel ugly, for example, the skin doesn't look flawless. You may want to say like 10% off plus a free serum. We want to be testing out or just writing out a bunch of different types of ad copy, offers, headlines, so we can go into the Google Ads campaign and start building this out with all the different types of keywords. Again, you can use this for ChatGPT to help you do your research as well. You can come into here, for example, and you can start looking through here and you can start understanding different areas here. So you may want to say fix dry skin in 30 days. This is really important. Do not lie. Make sure you have evidence backing this up, because in the day, if you lie, you're going to just get sued, etc. like that. But fix dry skin in 30 days. You can say feel ugly, you're a dry skin in 30 days, for example. So you can just start testing out different ad copy. We really want to make sure that we're using emotional trigger. For example, we can add in here over 10,000 customers fixed dry skin. So basically, you just start planning out as much as you can and then go into ChatGPT or Claude AI and just start really just trying to make sure that you can improve on this, make sure you add all the keywords, etc. like that. If you're starting Google Ads for the first time, what I would recommend is doing manual CPC. I'll be doing manual CPC until you get about 90 conversions. Now, the reason why you want to get conversions first is because automated bidding only works well when you have data. So you need to get the data to get the automated bidding. Once you have the automated bidding, what I would be really recommending is, depending on your goals, are you focusing on scaling revenue and you're not too worried about what your CPA is in terms of fluctuating? Do you really want to make sure that you're hitting your CPA goals for every single customer acquired? Are you only caring about a ROAS target? Do you only care about how many conversions you will get with a budget? So there's no real right way to setting this up. It really comes down to your business goals. A lot of our clients, we use ROAS or target CPA. We do have a few clients that we use maximize conversion value, focusing on revenue, because at the moment they're focusing on revenue growth and acquiring as many new customers as possible, because they want to make sure that they use the email to get those customers to come back to be more profitable on the back end, for example. So it really depends on your business goals. I'd really recommend manual CPC or enhanced CPC when you're first getting started. You can do maximize clicks. The only issue I have with this is basically just getting you a ton of clicks. I'd rather do manual CPC where I can actually control the bids first to get the data. Unlocking secrets to lowering your Google Ads CPC. One of the most important things if you're in a competitive niche is to try and lower your CPC so you can get more bang for your buck with your daily budget, for example. So again, what I'll be doing in this instance is choosing relevant keywords. You really make sure that you focus on high intent keywords, but you also want to make sure that you are focusing on long tail keywords as well. If you need to and you want to and you have the budget, I would do broad match keywords where you can include a few broad match to discover new opportunities to optimize based on performance. So for example, I wouldn't do broad match on running shoes or shoes, for example, but I may do a broad match keyword on men's running shoes with supportive inner-sole, for example, or men's running shoes with leather. Broad match, slightly longer tail keywords. I'll make those keywords just so I can pick up on relevant searches that are broad. If I just did a broad match for shoe, I could be showing up for sneakers, trainers, high heels, anything that's relevant to a shoe, for example. So really make sure that you're choosing using relevant keywords to lower your CPC. This is also to come down to bid adjustments. We could do bid adjustments on certain location, devices, time. This is a good way to reduce costs. So if you see that your conversions for Sunday between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. are really bad, for example, you can reduce your bid so you're not bidding as much during those times. You can do audience targeting. All you need to do is come down to audience table here and you can start doing certain bid adjustments. So you can see that certain audiences may be hitting KPIs where you can start doing bid adjustments and say, okay, well, I want to bid more on the ones that are getting me a 5x return, and I want to bid less on the ones that are getting me a 2x return. And this is going to help you to save on CPC and lower your CPC costs. Another thing that's really important is your quality score. Your quality score basically shows you how relevant your ad is to users searching on Google Ads, how many people are actually clicking it, and then what the landing page relevancy is. So what you need to do here is go to your search keywords, go to modify columns, scroll down to quality score here. You want to click on quality score, landing page experience, expected click-through rate, and ad relevance, and then you can click and apply, and this will basically show you how well we're doing. I recommend anything a 7+. A 7+ basically means that it's very relevant. So you can see here, for example, I won't say what the keyword is because I don't want to give away the client, but it involves the keyword coupon. Obviously, we're not mentioning the coupon in the ad copy. We're not mentioning it on the landing page, and you can see here, because we're not really mentioning it, the click-through rate is not as high as the other keywords, as you can see here on the screen here. PMAX campaign is basically a full funnel campaign. It's going to go after the top of funnel all the way to your bottom of the funnel customers. There are some reasons why you want to exclude your branded terms from your PMAX campaigns. A PMAX campaign can be going after your brand terms, and that is going after your brand terms. It may not be driving incremental growth because people are purchasing from your PMAX campaign from your branded terms, already know you, and your campaign is not doing as effective as you think it is going after new customers. However, it can be very helpful to have full funnel traffic, because when someone makes a purchase, Google understands that person and try and finds more people who look like those purchases through PMAX. So reasons why I would exclude your brand terms from your PMAX campaign is to stop infiltrating or inflating CPCs. What I mean by this is your PMAX may artificially raise your cost per click by targeting brand terms, which is usually attracting bottom of the funnel traffic. This can make it harder to optimize your campaign because your acquisition cost isn't actually as accurate as you think it is, because you're including branded traffic who already know, like, and trust you, which will increase the conversion rate, get you more purchases, and increase your ROAS. So you may not be doing as well as you thought you were because you got your brand terms converting inside of your PMAX campaign. You may want to exclude your performance max if you really just want to focus on new customers instead of existing ones. Now, you do have a chance to exclude this. You can also do this from search terms, you can do this from account negatives, or you can do this actually applying to Google themselves to get access to modify it. I'll leave this in the description, but you can go to this form here and you can go to PMAX campaign modification request. You add in all your information and you basically click on here keyword exclusion, and then you can do account level or campaign level, and then you can do topic exclusions or placement exclusions, for example. You will have to apply for this. You can go to a PMAX campaign, for example. Let me just actually build one for you. When you go to PMAX, for example, you can click on customer acquisition and you can click on optimize for new customers only. This basically means that when you click on it, you will then only have to tick on only bid for new customers. This basically means that your PMAX will be only going after new customers. Or what you can do, for example, is you go to admin, click on account settings, and then you will see negative keyword list, and then you can add in negative keywords, which will basically prevent you being showing up on search, shopping, and PMAX campaigns. That's how you exclude your brand term from your PMAX campaign. If you are a very large business and you have more than 10 to 20,000 a month to spend on ad spend, I would probably recommend excluding brand terms from your PMAX campaign, because you can make a separate campaign where you include brand terms, for example. If you are a smaller business, for example, you may have less branded search because you're not as well known. You can probably get away with your PMAX campaign including your brand terms, but what you need to do is make sure that when you're running those campaigns, for example, and you go to insights and reports, you need to go to insights. You want to make sure that when you scroll down here, for example, that you don't see your brand name at the top here getting tracking all the purchases. So it's really important to make sure that you check this every single week to make sure that you are, with your PMAX campaigns, going after new customers and not just existing customers. There's a few other things that you may want to do, like I said, is if you really focus on driving new customer acquisition, you can always build out a separate brand campaign on your PMAX, or you can do a branded campaign for search and shopping. So if anyone searches for your brand name, they can see your shopping ads or your search ads, for example. If you are a brand with a lot of search traffic, for branded search, you want to exclude it. If you are a smaller e-commerce brand, for example, you may not need to worry as much on this. Again, how can we make your Google ads convert like crazy? And that's providing data to Google. Google is one of the most important platforms out there because it has a ton of data. I believe it has more data than Meta because of all the stuff it has access to. So what I really recommend is, if you're using Klaviyo or SendLane, I'm sure you can integrate your Google ads to your Klaviyo, so you can upload customer lists, purchases, people who subscribe but never purchase, for example. And this is really important because it's going to help Google go after these customers. Also, it's going to help you to go and exclude those customers from certain campaigns, so you can make sure that your brand campaign, your shopping campaign are going after new customers only. Again, if you want to, you can use these audience lists to go after these customers. So if you have a sale, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Q4, you could upload these lists and make sure your ads are targeting these users on the Google network, so you show your ads to these people. It's very simple to upload a customer list. All you need to do is go to Tools, click on Shared Library, click on Audience Manager. From there, all you need to do is click on the plus button and then click on audience list, and then you can connect a new data source, upload manually, or you can do this later. It's very simple. Once you have this information, I would be adding this to your PMAX campaigns by excluding them from your search and shopping campaign, or if you want to, you can upload it to your YouTube campaign to make sure you stay top of mind to anyone who's purchased from you or subscribed to your email list but never made a purchase, for example. When you're first starting your Google shopping campaign, I would be basically focusing on these bidding strategies here. If you're starting for the first time on Google shopping, I would recommend enhanced CPC. Once you get 90 conversions, I would then focus on target ROAS or target CPA. Once you start getting data, again, like I said, I'll do manual bidding, and then you can switch to like maximize clicks or eCPC once you have a bit more conversion data, then switch to a automated bidding strategy. Again, I really want to highlight the importance of this. When optimizing your product feed, you want to make sure that you're optimizing your titles and the description. Use detailed, accurate titles and description with relevant keywords. You want to craft engaging content that highlights the product features and benefits. You want to make sure that you're optimizing the product categorization, making sure that you choose the right ones. Again, you can use custom labels for this, so you can basically segment different product catalogs. For example, if you're an apparel brand and you sell shoes, you may want to make sure all your product categories for shoes is one custom label, anything for tops is another, trousers another custom label 3, for example. Make sure if you have any offers, mention those offers. If you have any imagery, make sure you're using those imagery. If you are a seasonal brand, you may want to focus on high margin items. You may want to focus on bid adjustments for seasonal trends. If you have different stock level, you may want to make custom labels of different inventory. Again, if you have different demographics, you may want to focus on different demographics of this. Now, this is one of the most important things that's going to help you to optimize your Google ads so you can actually beat your competitors by understanding what they're doing. So this is something called Auction Insight. This is basically who you're up against, and Google gives you this information to help you actually optimize everything. Basically, understanding Auction Insights is going to basically come down to your bid amount, your ad quality, and your relevance. The Auction Insight is basically going to help you to understand how competitive the landscape is, and it's going to help you to redefine your strategies. And you can basically do this by understanding market trends. You can do this to improve your bidding strategy, improve your budget. You can uncover what your competitors are really focusing on, and it's going to help you to improve your ad performance. Now, there's different insights, so I've just broken it all down for you in here. You have impression share. This is basically the percentage of times your ads were shown to the total impressions. You have overlap rate, which is basically the frequency of another advertiser's ads appearing with yours. You have position above, is how often another ad appears above yours. Again, you have top of page, which is the percentage of your impressions at the top of the page. And then you have outranking share, which is the frequency of your ad rank higher than others. And I'll also give you how to fix this. So if you have low impression share, you basically need to fix your budget, your bids, or your ad quality. If you have a overlap rate, which is high, indicates a key competitor to analyze, basically meaning they're bidding on the same keywords as you because they want to win that business for the item, service, product. If you have a position above, this basically shows you how often the number ad is appearing higher than you. This basically means you may have to increase the bid or improve the quality score because basically this competitor is outbeating you. For example, you have top of page rate. So if yours is low, it basically suggests optimizing your ad copy or your quality score because it's not relevant to what the person is searching for. And if you have a high ranking share, this basically indicates a strong performance. You may want to consider bid adjustments on mobile devices, location, audiences, time of day, because you may want to just save on budget on certain areas and then make sure you're optimizing for the areas that are more profitable. So to do this, you can do it overall, all campaigns level. All you need to do is click on auction insights and you're going to see your search come up, and then you can click on here and you can click on shopping, and you're basically going to see all the competitors that we're up against. So this client only has 22 competitors. We can show showing up second. Now the reason why we're not is because we're up against Amazon, and obviously Amazon have a way bigger budget than us, but you can basically see how well this client is doing in the auction insights. At this time on the search, we're only up against Amazon. Again, Amazon is out competing us, and that's just because they just got a bigger budget. So this is really helpful if you want to optimize your Google Ads campaign. This is going to help you to make sure your Google Ads are converting better because you have a high competitive niche. You may need to make changes. For example, let me just go into Google for an example, and I'm just going to type in white shoes. Another thing that you can always do is if you find your competitors, all you need to do is click on these three dots here, for example, and you can click on why you're seeing this ad so you can see what's relevant. You can also see who the advertiser is. You can see basically if I like this ad, but the most important thing is you can click on see more ads here, and it's basically to show me all the ads this competitor is running. For example, so I can see that they are running loafers. They've got loafers, boots. You can see they've got 70% off sale, designed to make you feel good. You can just see they've got some lifestyle imagery here. This basically then starts helping me to understand how I can beat this competitor. Basically, I can start focusing on improving the ad copy. I can start focusing on different types of wording, offers, etc. like that. So this is really going to help you to optimize your campaigns to make sure that your ad copy is even better than your competitors, so you can win the click. Again, I also going to give you this weekly sheet, so also just comment in the section below a Google optimization checklist, and I will send this over to you. Basically what you can do here is you can see how we optimize our account for our clients on a every 72 hours, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annually. This basically just makes sure that your team is optimizing your campaign well to get you the best result for your business. Another thing that's really important is you want to make sure that you're setting up reports for your Google Ads campaign so you can easily analyze the data to understand what is happening on a week-on-week, month-on-month basis, so that you can optimize your campaign, spot trends, use analytics, auction insights, etc. like this. So I'm going to quickly just show you how I go out and build everything. What you need to do here is click on the plus button. We want sales. We want to optimize for purchases only. You want to click continue. From there, you have all these different types of segments to building out a campaign. If you are building a search campaign, you want to be clicking on search. You can do this for branded or non-branded. PMAX, we have the PMAX campaign where you can use the Google's full network. That's Google search, shopping, display, YouTube. We have display only. So if you go into those news sites, you may see like the display ads popping around. We've got shopping, we got video, and then we got demand gen. If you are an e-commerce brand and you're spending anywhere from 3 to 20,000 a month, all you'll need is a search campaign for branded and non-branded. You will need a PMAX campaign, and then you need a shopping campaign. If you're spending more than $20,000 a month, what I would also recommend is creating video campaigns where you're using YouTube, and you need to make sure you craft your YouTube videos well, talk about the product, explaining the product using UGC, and I also do demand gen where you can start building demand for your product. What you want to do for a search campaign is click on search. You want to click on website visits. For this time, I'm just going to do a test.com and click continue. This is what you do. I always call it our agency name, dry skin, non-branded search for example. Click continue, click start new. Again, if you're starting for the first time on Google, what you need to do is click on clicks. It's just basically to maximize clicks. Google makes it a bit difficult to choose manual CPC. You will have to do this back in settings once you build it out. After you've done your research, you would have found out that your average cost per click is anywhere from $1 to $5, for example. You may want to choose halfway, so we may just do $2.50, we may just do $2. If you want to, with your search campaign, you can click on optimize for new customers only. This is a new feature. I haven't really played around with this. What I would just be doing in this instance is just leaving this unticked and just making sure that you exclude your brand's name from your search campaign. All you need to do here is click next. I would untick the Google search partners. This is basically anyone that uses Google. Your ads may show. This is a lot of times a lot of junk traffic. I will untick include Google Display Network. We want to build out a separate campaign for this. The reason why Google's trying to get you to do this is they want to make more money from you. Google always has all countries and territories selected, so I would just basically choose the country you're advertising in. If you want to already have the research, I would start going in here, for example, and finding everything out. So you may want to type in dry skin. Nothing comes up. You may want to type in skin, and you can see here people in market for skincare, face lotions, moisturizers. You can start clicking these or anything that's relevant to your business. Let's just leave that out. You want to click observation. This is a new feature from Google Ads, again about broad match. You want to make sure this is unticked because you want to make sure you have your own match types. Because if you're a smaller brand, I wouldn't recommend doing broad match straight away. Another thing that you want to do is make sure that you untick this. Basically, Google's going to start generating headlines and ad images, and we don't want to be using AI, just half the time it is crap. If you do here is just click best performing ad. Unfortunately, with the new responsive search ads, it's very hard to do like A/B testing like the good old days. What I would do for ad schedule is I would break everything out and I would split everything out by 4 hours. So 12 till 4, 4 till 8, 8 till 2, for example. I would start building this all out so that when you start bidding, you can see where all the money is going to, for example. If you want to, you can do brand exclusions. Again, you can come here, for example, and you can start clicking in your brand name for brand exclusions. This is really important to make sure that you start excluding your brand name as well on this, so you make sure your non-branded is picking up on the non-branded items. So all you need to do next is click on next. This is going to basically do your own keywords and ad copy for you. I will just skip this. Now this is where you come into, so I would be basically doing exact match, which is basically brackets. So you may want to do dry skin, for example. You could do a phase match, which is speech marks, dry skin. If you have a bigger budget, all you need to do is dry skin like this. Now, if you have your negative keywords already, all you need to do is type in brand name, for example. You also may want to do this as a, again, negative and then speech marks with brand name. So basically what a phase match keyword is, so phase match basically means dry skin. So I can basically say like, how to fix dry skin, my ads will show up, for example. Exact match is basically exact match, so dry skin, my ads will only show for dry skin. Now Google does have this thing called close match variant, so your ads may show up for dry skin products, dry skin reviews, dry skin lotion, because it's close to what their exact match is. Dry skin, for example, broad match can be showing up for dry skin, oily skin, for example. The same thing, a negative phase match basically means that if anyone mentions this in a phase match, so for example, if your brand name is a phase match, if someone types in oily skin brand name, your ad won't show. Once you come into here, you basically want to add in your URL. The URL path is going to be dry skin. You want to basically have 3 headlines. So what I recommend is having 5 headlines that are the keyword mentioned. So you can do like dry skin, 10,000 customers. I would do fix dry skin in 30 days. I'll do something like 95% saw instant results. And then you can start doing some USPs, like I basically put in different benefits here. And then description, you want to add in 2 descriptions, for example. If you have images, add in the images, add in your brand name, add in the logo, and then site extensions. So if you have 5 products that fix dry skin, send them to the 5 different pages. I would also do promotions. If you have any promotions, click on here, add any promotions. Again, prices. If you have any prices, click on prices, add in the prices. If you take phone calls, do phone calls. Call outs is basically where you highlight the benefits. Structured snippets, again, is when you basically highlight the benefits or features of your product. And then all you need to do is click done, and that's going to set up your search campaign. If you want to set up a PMAX campaign, it's very simple. All you need to do is go to sales, make sure you have purchase in here, click continue, click on PMAX. Make sure your merchant center is connected. So agency name, PMAX, new customer, for example, and then click continue. Again, you want to click search campaign. This time I would click on conversions, and I just want to get as maximized conversions as possible. Click for new customers. Again, choose your locations. I would turn this off just because Google, I'll just make ads for you. Choose your ad schedule. I would basically do every 4 hours. Brand exclusions, come into here and just click on brand exclusions so your brand name doesn't show up. Click on next. Again, I would ignore this information. So an asset group is basically where you could have a Google shopping only asset. All you need to do is leave this all blank. Just make sure you select your products, for example, and make sure no imagery is selected. And then you just come down to your signals. So signals is basically how you tell a PMAX campaign what to go after. So for example, you can type in all your dry oily skin keywords here. For example, you can go to your data, or you can go to additional segments, and you can find anyone in the market for cosmetic, for example. And then you want to go to audience name here, and you want to save that, for example, and then just click on next. Give it a budget of 100 a day, click next, and then you can then set this campaign up. If you want to use PMAX for all the networks like YouTube, Gmail, search, display, discovery, you will need to add in all the headlines, all the long descriptions, images, logos, business name, videos, and site link. And this will basically put your ads across all the different networks it has available for you. If you want to set up a shopping campaign, all you need to do is click on sales. From sales, you just need to click on make sure purchase selected. From there, you want to click on shopping. Make sure that your merchant feed is selected. Google will try and push you to a PMAX campaign because there's love and hate relationship with PMAX campaigns. There's a big debate around it. But what you need to do is click on the standard shopping, click continue. What you want to do is pick your agency name, your name, shopping, non-branded, the product or collection that you're advertising on. Use filters to choose product with certain attributes. I would just untick this. You can tick this if you want to, if you want to choose certain labels, items, etc. like that. If you're new to Google Shopping, I would click on manual CPC, select your budget. Campaign priority basically means if you have different campaigns advertising the same product, which one gets the bids. Now, WordStream basically did an amazing diagram here. High priority, low bids. This is basically going to be like generic search terms. So someone may be like, for example, top of funnel. You got medium priority, average bids, which basically means like branded search terms. And then you got low priority, which is product or brand product search terms. So you can then choose the different level intent that you want. So if you're only focusing on one campaign, for example, I would worry about this. If you're setting up multiple campaigns, you will need to make sure you select this appropriately to the campaign that you're building out. Again, you want to make sure that you show your devices, choose the location, name your ad group. If you're focusing on jeans, make it jeans. If you're doing manual CPC, you want to make sure after doing your keyword research, you know how much you are paying for a click. Then you need to create a campaign. From here, it's going to create an ad group, and you can see this ad group is focusing on all products. Click on this plus button here, for example, and then you may want to come down. If you have custom labels sorted, go to custom labels and select on the custom label you created. If you have a product type, click on product type, or if you're only focusing on specific IDs, just search for the ID of the product here. And then basically once you've done that, you can then basically start building different ad groups out for the different types of jeans. So for example, we could go here, for example, category. We may want to focus on sporting goods. We may want to focus on the home garden, for example. There's different categories that we can focus on. We could do product types. You may want to focus on bundles. You may want to focus on the product or like a re-roma. So there's different types of things that we can do in this instance there. Next, what you can do, for example, is you can click on sales, come back to sales, and then if you want to, for example, you can do a display if you want to do retargeting. But if you do the PMAX and add in all the company to have a full asset group, then display ads won't work as well. If you want to do YouTube for retargeting, you just need to click on YouTube, make sure the video is uploaded to YouTube. If you want to do demand gen, all you need to do is make sure you have images or videos selected, and then from there you need to select the audience that you want. So this is how you create a Google Ads campaign that converts like crazy. Hope this information is going to give you all the information that you need to make sure that your landing pages, your ad copy, and the right setup is done in terms of Google feed to get you the best results that you want. Now, apart from just creating the ads, you also need to know how to actually analyze your Google Google ad results. So I have created a different video on this on my channel where you can go and check out on how to actually analyze and optimize your Google ads campaigns. You can start making sure you're ensuring you're getting the best return possible by optimizing your ads profitably for your Google ads. So click the link here to watch that video on how to analyze your Google ads for your e-commerce brand. And apart from that, have a lovely day. Bye.